don't underestimate just how important the new Insta360 X5 is to motorcycle action cameras, because the updates really have fixed almost everything that was wrong with every other 360 camera, including the X4. All the footage you'll see in this review is straight out of the X5 with no colour correction, so really, there's only one reason left not to buy it. Before I show you how I broke this Insta360 so badly and how I fixed it, I need to stress that this video isn't sponsored, I wasn't paid, and there are no affiliate links, so it really doesn't matter to me whether you buy it or not. Every video I make and every article I write, as there are loads more reviews on bikesocial.co.uk than there are on our YouTube channel, is made to help you get more from motorcycling by being 100% honest and unbiased. The point is simply to help build trust in the Bennett's name, which is why staying totally independent is so important. If after watching this or reading one of the thousands of bike and kit reviews on bikesocial.co.uk you end up insuring your motorcycle or scooter with Bennett's, then everyone's a winner. Especially you, as you'll get our UK-based call centre and claims line, most common modifications insured as standard, 90 days of EU cover, and if you buy your policy direct you'll also get free access to the hundreds of discounts, events and competitions available through Bike Social membership. And talking of free, whether you're insured with Bennett's or not, check out the link below to our new free magazine, Bike Talk. Now let's have a look at this camera. The full written review goes into far more detail than this video, so treat it as a taster, but check out the difference between the X5 and the X4 in this footage. This is with both cameras in standard 8K mode, which of course gives you 4K footage once you've reframed it, but look how much better the X5 handles high contrast. Now that was one of my problems with the X4, in that it would sometimes burn scenes out. The larger image sensor in the X5 is obviously helping us, that's much less of an issue now. If you want to use HDR mode, the X5 still has to drop down to 5.7K, which gives 1080p output, but now it will shoot at up to 30 frames a second instead of up to 60. Now here's both cameras in active HDR mode, and they do drop the image quality noticeably, so I don't think I'll be using this, as the standard footage from the X5 is so good generally. Here's the X5 in standard 8K and 5.7K active HDR. But that larger image sensor and the more powerful processing in the new camera is really obvious when you look at this night footage. With both in standard 8K mode, the X5 is much better than the X4, but that was always meant to be used in 5.7K mode at night. Even trying to wring the best out of the older camera though, look at the X5 in the 8K pure video mode. Now the image stabilisation can struggle a little bit in the dark like this, but it's still incredibly good. Honestly, the X5 is absolutely superb now. In fact, I'm using it as my second camera for this video right now. If you're considering buying the Insta360 X5, then do check out the written review. I'll link it in the description and in the pinned comment, as there's a lot more detail and sample videos in there. I'll also be able to tell you more about the audio quality with this new wind filter. But the other big news about the X5, at least from a biker's perspective, is the fact that the lenses are now user replaceable. And Insta360 claims that the lenses on the new X5 are sapphire-like and more scratch resistant than the X4's.
We're going to test that.
And I've ended up with light scuffs on 360 camera lenses in the past when filming off to the side and they brush through bushes. So I stuck the X5 on the end of a selfie stick and deliberately rode it through a load of brambles. Even after this abuse, when I wiped the lenses, they were intact. There was a big thorn sticking out of the power button, which I'm worried might affect the waterproofing, but I think I've got bigger problems with this chunk out of the corner that happened when I was filming the low shot with the camera strapped to the GS. And somehow the lens didn't touch the ground when I was doing that, so as I destroyed an X2 a while back when it fell off the back of a bike, I rubbed this one on the road to see if it could stand up to an unscheduled tarmac interface. And it couldn't. Yep, that's knackered. But we're all about doing things properly here, so I wanted to find out what it takes to smash the lens. Turns out it takes quite a lot of effort. A replacement lens kit costs just £34.99, which I think is very fair. It comes with one lens, a blower brush, plastic pick and cleaning cloths, and swapping out a scratch lens would just take a couple of minutes. This one was a lot harder though, as a lot of the chips of the glass had got stuck into the diaphragm underneath, so it took me about 10 minutes to carefully pick them all out. Once it was clean though, fitting the new lens was easy. Then there's a setting in the camera that quickly checks the calibration for the stitching and you're done. So what's the one reason not to buy the X5? The price. 520 UK pounds, 590 euros, 930 Australian dollars, 740 Canadian dollars, and 550 US dollars, at least as I film this. That's not to say it's expensive though, especially when you consider that it's basically two excellent single lens action cameras stuck together. But it is a sizable investment. If you can afford it, it's a brilliant creative tool that really can let you capture some great footage. There's far more to know about this camera than I can fit in this video, so do check out the written review at bikesocial.co.uk with all the extra samples in there. And subscribe to see my future videos, as I always label what camera I use. And I want to see what other angles I can get, hopefully without doing too much more damage. But until then, don't forget to get your free copy of Bike Talk. The link's down there.